Good afternoon and welcome to Bonfire Radio's Brunch and Budget. Broadcasting from the heart of Caribbean Flatbush, I'm your sound provider Dialect, and here's your host, Pamela Capallet, a certified financial planner, here to help you take the bite out of your budget. Brunchandbudget.com. Take it away, Pamela.
Thank you, Dialect, and happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. I hope you all have spent the weekend barbecuing like crazy and watching fireworks and all that good stuff that comes with 4th of July. Before we get started, I did want to give y'all a good brunch tip. One of my favorite ways to save for brunch is to have your friends over. I know that we have kind of a fancy brunch thing that we like to prepare. We mentioned that we have a waffle maker that we just got a couple episodes ago. And we have people over for waffles and poached eggs, and we never mind eating waffles and poached eggs. So that saves everybody money. And in the spirit of Independence Day, today we are going to be talking about wage slavery.
Yay! Wait, what?
Or all the reasons not to shop at Walmart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So what was that first thing you said?
Independence Day?
No, the next thing.
Wage slavery.
Yes, wage slavery. Because isn't slavery when you don't have wages?
Yes, technically, back in the day.
I'm just asking for folks.
Wage slavery, no, that's a good point. Wage slavery is actually, it's a new thing that's come out of the industrial era. It's come out of, modern times, 20th century. And the definition of a wage slave is someone whose livelihood is completely dependent on the wages earned. It's a state where you're unable to perceive choices and create courses of action different from the grind on the job, which basically means all you can do and have time for and all you have time to think about in your head is getting up, going to work, going to sleep, getting up, going to work, going to sleep. You don't have room for anything else. You're living paycheck to paycheck or even beyond, and you're stuck. You are where you are, and you'll take whatever job you can get because that's what you need to survive. And the reason that I mentioned Walmart is because Walmart is probably one of the biggest examples we have in this country of a company who takes advantage of the concept of wage slavery and not paying people enough. And, it's Independence Day, guys. It's Independence Day weekend. And
tons of people work at Walmart, though. Lots of people shop there, too, right? They're a big business.
Yeah, they are a big business.
How much are the Waltons? It's Walton, right? That's the name?
The Waltons, yeah.
How much are the Waltons worth? It's like
$30 billion or something each.
Right? Yeah, $30 billion each.
They're often in the top 10 of richest people in the world, all of them.
Well, if they were all one person...
Yeah, they would be the richest.
It would be the richest person.
They're the richest family in the world, the Waltons of Walmart. And the thing with them is, yes, they're the richest. They're the richest and the biggest company right now, and they take advantage of the fact that they are by hiring people at not living wages. We're gonna go through all of that today. We're gonna debunk everything. And Walmart has actually recently been in the news because a New York Times opinion column came out by Timothy Egan. He talks about, it's called The Corporate Daddy, Walmart, Starbucks, and the Fight Against Inequality. And he's comparing how Walmart, because Starbucks is another huge company.
Yeah, Starbucks is another big evil company.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. They destroy the small businesses,
Yeah,
all the bad things,
yeah.
right?
Exactly, yeah.
They get all the bad press,
They take
too.
out all the coffee shops, all that kind of stuff. But, Starbucks also gives you full health care. Like, I have a friend who worked at Starbucks for college and was also teaching, and her insurance at Starbucks was better than her insurance at her teaching job.
Wow.
Yeah. So
if you've ever worked in education, that's unsurprising.
Yeah, sadly. So Starbucks does take care of its employees.
Starbucks is better than the Board of Ed.
Yeah, sadly. Well, maybe not. In the insurance part, probably. I don't know.
No, they're good. They're good educators too. But they also have that manual about what to do if Reverend Billy comes into your Starbucks. Shout out to Reverend Billy.
Starbucks is definitely a big evil corporation, but Walmart doesn't treat its employees like people, and that's beyond the big evil corporation.
There's the distinction. Word.
Yeah. I feel like that's the big thing, and so, what Walmart did, so Timothy Egan basically went into probably stuff that you've heard about Walmart, how they underpay their workers, a lot of their people are on public assistance, You know, they
don't let anyone work full time.
They don't let
that's
anyone
why they
work
don't
full
get
time.
healthcare.
Yep, there's a lot of temporary people, all that kind of stuff. And Walmart, in its like big marketing effort, did this supposedly tongue-in-cheek thing where on their blog they went and put a red pen to Timothy Egan's article and tried to refute all of his points. It says on the top, Tim, thanks for sharing your first draft. Below are a few thoughts to ensure something inaccurate doesn't get published. Hope this helps, Walmart.
There I fixed it internet comment.
Yeah,
Dang.
basically. And so, you know, Walmart goes in and the actual opinion column goes in and it said, Walmart is a net drain on taxpayers, forces its employees to go into public assistance, and the rebuttal to that Walmart puts is, we see more associates move off of public assistance as a result of their jobs at Walmart. Here's one story, and they link to a video produced by Walmart of some employee who was able to get out public assistance because they worked at Walmart, when there is an entire website called walmarteconomy.com dedicated to and put up and maintained by Walmart employees about how you can't maintain a living and work at Walmart. So,
well, I mean, the thing of it is aside from them having one story that they found that was their own story.
yeah, way to go, Walmart.
Well, they're basically lying.
Yeah.
It's not true that they have more people getting off assistance than they have getting on.
Yeah.
Unless they're just offing people in wide swaths.
Yeah, seriously.
Which could be possible.
Who knows? The other thing is, in the article, you know, he's saying that corporations used to look out for people. They used to provide education and healthcare, basic ways to boost the middle class. He's saying, we used to witness the GI Bill, which helped millions of soldiers get lifted into a better life. Walmart circles that and says, did you know Walmart has hired more than 42,000 veterans this year? Great. Did you also pay them the crap wages that you're paying everybody else?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what kind of rebuttal is that? And guys, if you Google this, it's all over. So many people are like, oh my God, way to go, Walmart. Good job for that rebuttal. That was so clever. What a great marketing scheme. They call this a great marketing scheme.
It is a great marketing scheme. The thing
Yeah.
about marketing schemes is that they're generally lies.
Yeah.
Bold-face, punch you in the eye lies.
Yeah, basically.
And cats are giving them props for lying because that's
Yeah.
how, you know.
Yeah, what were people saying? People were saying Walmart's response to this New York Times hit piece is epic, all caps. People are calling it epic. Walmart exec
Bold-face lying
skewers.
is epic, y'all.
Walmart exec skewers New York Times article for false facts.
Well, for, you know, Bonfire Radio is based in the hip-hop world, and, you know, if you think of an MC battle, you don't have to say anything true about the other MC for you to win the battle. You just have to say something funny.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta make people go, oh, look at that.
This is basically what Walmart's done, is they've stepped in, said something really rude, and people are going, oh.
Yeah. They pulled out their red pens. They were like, oh, look at this. You know, they're saying things like, oh, confirm. Oh, here's another one. Walmart disputes these figures, claiming the average full-time store worker makes at least $12 an hour. Their rebuttal? Be specific. Full-time average associate wage is actually $12.91.
Well, look, 13. That's a whole bunch more.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would encourage you to look this up. It's recently in the news now. There's a lot of good back and forth going on between it, and it's interesting because I saw a Salon article about it, and one of the things that they said that was really sad about this is, you know, this is a missed opportunity. Walmart isn't going away. They're so huge, and instead of deciding to start a real conversation about wages and a living wage and all of that, they just shut you down. They put on a PR ploy. They get some buzz. They make some pundits go, "Oh my God, great job! What a great marketing trick!" And it goes back to what it was. And so, you know, that's what we're here talking about today. I want to debunk a lot of that stuff. I think it's important. I know it's hard because Walmart is a place where you can get stuff for really cheap.
But this
that's
is the
why
thing.
people shop there.
But the whole big thing about it is that's the actual bold-faced lie that we're trying to uncover and explain to folks that it is not cheaper in any sense for you the purchaser.
Yeah.
Whether you live in the state of that Walmart or whether you do not live in the same state, whether you employed by them or whether you have no employment by them, it is not cheaper for you in the actual sense of how much money you have versus how much money you no longer have to shop at Walmart.
Yes.
Not in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, whether
under
or not
any
you shop
circumstance.
there, if you ever support it, if you've ever gone in, if it's not a necessity for you to shop there and you just do it because it's cheaper, here we go. So we're going to throw out a lot of numbers here. I'm going to go through how Walmart basically takes advantage of taxpayers and the U.S. government, whether or not you shop there. So to be eligible for food stamps, you have to make less than $20,000 a year, and you have to have one kid. This example is for a mother with one kid. And fun fact, 64% of minimum wage workers are women.
That makes sense. Single
keep that in
mothers
mind.
trying
Single
to get
mothers.
their thing together. Yeah.
Yep, holding down multiple jobs, things like that.
They've got to have weird scheduling because they can't afford babysitters. All those kind of conditions exist. All right.
Yeah. So the average cashier at Walmart makes $8.81 an hour. This was based on independent studies because Walmart won't release these numbers. The average retail employee works 30 hours a week, so not full-time, and 50 weeks a year. So they, unpaid vacation, all of that. That equates to $13,215 a year.
Before taxes. Before taxes.
Before taxes. That's what $8.81 an hour makes. And that's above the federal minimum wage. So this study took one state, Ohio, where 15% of the Walmart employees use food stamps. There's about 40 employees per store, that means, that use food stamps. That's a lot. That's a lot of employees on government assistance right there for one Walmart store.
Don't you think of people like the food stamp thing is for when you don't have a job or when you don't have a sufficient job. You've got the kind of job that is expressly for someone who just needs some side income.
Yeah.
Or for someone who is just there for a short amount of time.
Yep.
I wouldn't think of a retail store where I'm working year round to be the type of situation where they're not going to pay me enough to live.
To be able to eat. Yeah.
$13,000 is a very small amount of money for working full time.
Yeah.
Well, I guess 30 hours a week. Which
30 hours a week, because that means they don't have to give them benefits or overtime. So they keep those hours low, too.
Well, and it's also a thing where if you're working 30 hours a week, it is much more unlikely for you to be able to find another part-time job.
Yep.
Because you're not working 15 or 20 hours a week. You're working 30, which is good enough chunk of your day.
Exactly. It's just almost full-time. So Walmart actually takes about 18% of all food stamp dollars. Think about that, guys. 18% of all food stamp dollars, or $13 billion a year. People who work at Walmart have to shop at Walmart. And where are they spending their food stamp dollars? At Walmart. $13 billion a year. Ohio alone takes in $300 million. The Ohio Walmarts take in $300 million.
In food stamps.
In food stamps.
Not in actual money.
Not in actual money. In your money, actually. In taxpayer dollars.
So it's basically a large-scale version of the food stamp hustle.
Yeah.
Y'all know, you got $20 worth of food stamps on you, and someone's willing to give you $25 in cash for it because they know that they can go and use that.
Yep.
And it just works out for them
I
like
just saw that in Orange is the New Black.
Word. Shout out to television showing things that actually happen. But so that's that game, that scheme, basically on a large scale deal.
On a large Walmart size scale. So here's the thing. If Walmart paid its cashiers to rise them above the poverty line, they would need to raise their hourly wage to $13.63 an hour. That would cost Walmart $4.8 billion a year for the Ohio stores, which is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Now, if they wanted to pass the cost onto the consumer...
Right, because that's the whole thing with Walmart. It would be much more expensive, right?
Yeah, so they would have to raise their prices by 1.4% a year, which means...
Wait, on everything?
On everything.
No, but not like 10% on the big stuff?
No. 1.4% a year across the board, which means a box of mac and cheese would go up from 68 cents to 69 cents. Think about that. That's a penny. So that people can earn a living wage and not have to be on food stamps. It would save $300 million a year in taxpayer dollars just in Ohio.
And so that wouldn't even really affect customers.
No.
Because I don't think I would notice if it was 68 cents or 69 cents. I might snicker a little bit because I'm juvenile. But, yeah.
In the money side of things, yeah.
There's
it's
no real change.
negligible. You're not thinking about... And 68 cents? That's a trick. Everybody knows that means 70 cents.
So not only is this a game, but it's a straight up grab, profit grab.
Yep. And the Waltons are billionaires because of it. And a whole swath of people. Walmart employs 1.25 million people, y'all.
Oh, they're job creators.
Yeah, job creators. Too bad 525,000 of them live under the poverty line.
I use that term because I remember in the last election season, everybody was talking about welfare and government assistance and the folks who were taking advantage of the rest of the country. And this was a bipartisan thing that came with different angles, but each side had a thing about that.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
I find folks who have a problem with that, they also are all about free enterprise.
Yeah.
And the free enterprise has kind of allowed Walmart to do whatever they want.
Yep.
And
companies like Walmart. You know, Walmart is the biggest offender, but there's a lot of corporations that do the same thing. So
there's a ton of pimps out there pimping the world, and despite what Exhibit will tell you, it's a negative term.
Yeah. Seriously.
Or I guess used to tell you. He ain't doing that show.
So we're going to let you guys kind of unpack all of that while you're eating your ribs and your barbecue chicken and take you into this song.
Yeah, we're going to, I figure this is going to be dedicated to all the Walmart type folks out there. We're going to start for, well, this is for my people who receive assistance. This is an old school classic, Bone Thugs in Harmony with First of the Month. This is, speaking of which, when your first and 15th come, if you do not know what to do with your money, Bonfire Radio is still looking for a building to put its thing in. So remember, you can always come into bonfireradio.com and donate a couple of dollars so that we can get ourselves a building. Again, thank you. This is Brunch and Budget. We'll be back in a minute.
having a wonderful day. And I won't fuck with my wife. It's the first of the month. And I'm smoking, joking, rolling, nonsense. Sipping on 40 ounces again. Come, come, we got the plus and rum. All night we high. Get up the back to where? 99. I give her my nigga to give me some yeah, yo. Double up, nigga, what you need? We got weed to get P.O.D. Big for the green leaf. Give it up for the first to show, but it lay low. Because the pop creep when it rolls so. You can't get away, but it don't stay, yeah, yo. Keep your bankroll. We're having a celebration. Let us stay high. You can better believe when it's time to grind. I'm down for mine. Crime after crime. Put the creep to the back, cause mom's got a grab on the grill. If we got the food, you know it's the first of the month. And my nigga, we chills for real. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Let's wake up, wake up. Yeah.
Already changed. She said I'm a really go get in my stance. Watch I make sure no one snatches my chain. Nigga, that's the real man. Sold to the mill and put it up in the mid pocket. So that we hit it and landed down. Give me a cup of bow tag. But ain't no bucket ride that reload. Hop on the 10 to the clip. Ready to get him up with him. It feels in the catch that done. Man, I gotta get there. Flare, holler, holler. Snake clear got much to offer. When I bet weed on 90. I'll open a cut block for some dollars. So get a bag and dope in a quarter roll. Oh, most all of my niggas got the sign. And we gonna roll it all up the smoke. For hydro, we know the cut, so fuck them popo. Toss out the giggle, then roll with a clone of same old. Running through the alley, get in the alley. How about the second of sundown? No front wrong. January, no none of December. I'm loving the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Let's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Let's wake up, wake up.
swing on the double nine. Gotta find them dubs. Wanna get 40, can a thug get love? What's up? Try to stay on my corner. Nigga, you like on that St. Clair. Niggas don't like that. And selling them dummies, making that money. Come back, nigga, get that out. From the 1st to the 15th, nigga smoke plenty weed, but I gotta say, gotta come up. Put my rocks in the club. When I get high, nigga, blaze that blood. Time to roll to the bag. Got on my poppin' and add it to the stash. Gotta watch my back seat for niggas that's trying to rob me. But never no shows and no losses. Don't make you beat these niggas up off me. See, could've sold a whole block. Spend a couple bills, thug. Smoke a lot of weed on the fur.
Wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, cash your checks and get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up. Waking up, feeling buzz up early in the morning. Stretching, I'm yawning, lightweight bitch. Chugga like I take a fifth to the dawn. It's like I got kick with my truck with a dance. So I'm getting me hustle long. Hop on the phone, calling them crazy phone. Wanna know did your OG check come? I'm home on the bus with Big. And I'm coming with blood after blood of the skull. Nigga T just put me down. Oh God, how I love when it first come around. Now I'm freaking it black and mild. Head across town. Cause nigga the first get celebrated. Rushing to the block cause I wanna get faded. Looking on wild cause I'm needing me hair braided. Heavy off into the sky. Two to the first, just call me that post line. Them nickels and dimes and 20s and 50s. The first be the day for the dope man. Slanging that cocaine food. And I'm working late tonight. And all them things be loving them thugs. Cause I got them rocks for them pipes. Come with the ends. I gotta get paid on first. Gotta blaze up my split. Get live with it. Both those poetic hustlers in the graveyard shift on the first. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up. Cash your checks, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up. Cash your checks, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up. Cash your checks, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up. Cash your checks, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up. Cash your checks, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up. Cash your checks, get up.
Welcome back to Bonfire Radio. We've got a brunch and budget here with your sound provider Dialect and Pamela Capalid. You were just listening to some fine young gentlemen from Cleveland, Ohio, site of Walmart's grand theft everything. And here we're today talking about Walmart, our friend and yours.
Always
away,
low
Pam.
prices, right? Thank you, Dialect. Yeah, we got a little riled up in the last segment. We feel very passionately about treating people like people and treating people with respect. That's kind of our thing here.
Well, what was the thing you were just saying? Their slogan, right? Always low price, always
Always-
low prices, always low self-esteem, something like that.
That's probably like the tagline under it.
That's the
subline.
entire manager's training manual.
Yeah, that's it. Just remember that and treat your workers that way, and you'll be good to go. You'll be bumped up to $12.91 an hour.
That's how you get the big money.
That's how you get the big money, right? Which is not even going to put you above the poverty line, it turns out. So
Big
yeah.
is a relative term.
True. I guess in the Walmart economy. So, I think that we were a little riled up in the last segment, and we feel very passionate about it. And, we are luckily in a place, New York City, that doesn't have a Walmart, and there's a lot of local places you can shop, and you can get everything in New York City. And I know that that's not the case in most of the country. You can't walk down the street and find $3 stores next to each other, next to a place where you can eat your lunch, next to a place where that only sells pants, next to a place that only sells hats. So I know that Walmart or places, big department store places may be necessary in some other parts of the country, or that's just kind of how it is right now.
Or you guys who want to just sell pants, who's sitting at home with nothing to do, maybe you need to open up that pants store.
Yeah.
There's a demand.
Yeah, there you go. And if you want to reach people globally, e-commerce, baby.
Well, in all seriousness, e-commerce is a big deal. And, I wasn't born in New York City, and I've lived in many different places around the country. And the thing that I always valued were the pants stores and the hat stores, the so-called mom and pops, the things that were specialty places. I am really into spending money with people who know what they're selling me. I like it when I go into a hat store and I ask them about the hats, and they'll be like, well, this is the Stetson hat, and they'll be like, they'll know all the history, and they'll tell me the whole thing, and they'll sell me on it.
Yeah.
And I might not have been ready to buy that hat, but they gave me enough information, I feel good about it. And one thing I I lament in current America is the lack of specialty stores and the advent of these super big box stores where they sell a ton of different stuff. And for the most part, the employees, I mean, mind you, they're not getting paid a lot in a lot of these cases, so it's not a high training situation. But they can't tell you where stuff is.
Yeah.
Let
for real.
alone which version of it is the one I should get.
Yeah, and I mean, they're so big, too, you know. You can't expect somebody who makes $8 an hour to have the entire floor plan of, you know, an entire city block-size Walmart and know where everything is. It's just, that's crazy. Even if you spend all day there. So, you know, but the reality is that Walmart has taken over so many cities and so many towns as the place to go where you can find everything. You know, there's actually a documentary about it called The High Cost of Low Prices, and they go into how Walmarts have basically shut down every other store in the place. Everyone works at Walmart. Everyone shops at Walmart. So I understand that that is a reality and a situation for people. You know, you'll have your Walmart and your Target and maybe your Costco, and that's all you'll have. The thing with Walmart, though, is not only are they taking over towns, they've created this monopoly so that they can take advantage of the fact that they're the only people around. The stores have been notoriously understaffed. Shelves are not able to be restocked. And checkout lines are just like, you know, it takes an hour to get through the checkout line because, get this, in the past 5 years, Walmart added 455 new stores, which is 13% more stores. In the same period, Walmart and Sam's Club's employees, which is owned by Walmart, dropped 20%. They hired
let's
less.
do the math on that.
Yeah.
13% more stores. Even if you got like 3 guys per store, you're going to need at least like 20 or so more people. And they lost significant percentage points?
They lost 1.4% of their employees. So they got 13% more stores. They hired 1.4% less people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Thanks for pausing there, Instrumental.
Yeah, that was a good pregnant pause. So that's the thing is people who work there, not only are they not making very much money, but they are working to the bone, and they still can't keep the shelves restocked.
So not only are they underpaid and not allowed to get enough hours to be full-time, but it's not like they're just doing a job, they're doing 3 people's jobs.
Yeah, exactly. And so...
Are we sure all this is legal?
I mean, it's their business practice, and it's not illegal to understaff a store. There's no rules about that. If it's willful employment, if somebody decides to go work there and work under those conditions, as long as they get paid their hours, which, you know, Walmart hasn't been great at that either. They've been in a ton of lawsuits since 2005 paying out $1 billion to employees about this stuff.
But not even on the tip where they have done wrong. Their policy is something that is legal and pull-offable.
Yes.
For those of y'all office folks, I love when office people are quick to tell folks when certain things aren't their job. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, really? She wants me to collate that too? Well, that ain't my job.
That's not in my job
You need to
description.
talk to so-and-so over there for that. And there's no so-and-so in Walmart.
Yeah, there's no
That's your
so-and-so.
job.
There's literally boxes full of merchandise sitting in the back because there's not enough people to stock the shelves. Walmart has also been doing this thing where, you know, a lot of retailers tend to hire temporary workers for the holidays, for high seasons, things like that, because obviously there are going to be more customers. They're going to need to have more coverage in cashiers, more restocking, things like that. Walmart has started actually taking on temporary workers permanently. So
Wait, what does that mean?
You could be a temporary worker for 6 months, and then your contract is for 6 months, and then you have to reapply if you want to work full time, or you can reapply to do another temporary session for another 6 months.
So you're a lower wage intern?
You will never qualify for benefits as a temporary worker.
Okay.
That's one of
what's
the big
important.
things. You will never ever qualify for benefits. You might be getting paid the same as the person next to you, but even if you're working 40 hours a week, they're not obligated to pay you benefits because technically you're only working for 6 months, even if there's like 3 strings of 6 months or 4 strings of 6 months in a row. So that's one way that they're also cutting costs so they can pass them on to you.
Again, these are legal.
Yeah, totally
Things?
legal. Yeah, a lot
Okay.
of
All of
companies do
these
that.
things that I feel a number of them can be classified as abuses. Just
Yeah.
let you know these are totally
These
legal
are
things.
Totally legal. The only thing that Walmart has been under fire for is, as I was saying before, they've paid about $1 billion in damages in 6 different cases related to not paying their workers for the hours that they actually worked. So Walmart basically refused to pay overtime. They said that you worked 40 hours, and if you worked 42, they wouldn't pay you for those 2 extra hours. And so they've gotten sued for that, which is,
Okay.
A small victory. But in general, yes, this is all perfectly legal what they have done otherwise.
They should be stopped for the things that they do that are illegal. Just like any company,
Yeah,
if they're gonna break the rules, it's just really interesting how far you can stretch the way you treat your employees under the law.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. And back to the food stamps and public assistance thing, Walmart actually listed in its 2013 annual report that our business operations are subject to numerous risks, factors, and uncertainties domestically and internationally, which are outside of our control. These include changes in the amount of payments made under the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Plan and other public assistance plans, and changes in the eligibility requirements of public assistance plans. So they're basically admitting that their profits could be dependent on whether or not public assistance plans change.
Well, they're just being honest right there.
Yeah, they know that people in public assistance who they employ shop at Walmart.
Well, not just that, but if people were to make changes in the level of public assistance and it were not to match up with how much they pay their workers, they may actually be forced to pay more.
Oh, yes.
That's what I was thinking when I heard the quote. Less about their customers and more about their obligation to their employees
Oh, yeah,
might
that
have
too.
to be raised if public assistance is changed.
Right.
Because, again, we were talking about election stuff. There were a ton of politicians I heard saying things like, "Whoa, let's just get rid of the whole welfare system altogether," which I'm sure Walmart's lobbyists, y'all aren't into that.
Yeah.
You can't be into that.
Ugh,
I'm
yeah.
sure you posed as like a homeless woman with 7 kids and tried to be that lobby. But because if that happens, that's gonna kill. How much did you say that they make from that? I mean, Cleveland. Ohio gets
$300 million.
That's a whole.
That's a whole lot.
So
that's
that
a
would be
chunk of
enough to change their business practices.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, so they would have to, they would have to pay their employees more, and they would have to. I don't know if they would necessarily have to pay their employees more if that public assistance number changed so much that they would maybe lose those public assistance dollars if they.
Well, something major would happen because.
Yeah, exactly.
Either they would have to pay their employees more, or they would have some sort of mutiny, or mass exodus of folks who just. Because what's the point of working at a place that gives you money but not enough?
Yeah.
And then you just have not enough.
Yeah, exactly. You're like just above that line. Totally. Oh, Walmart. Anyway, so there's some people fighting back, which is great. I know that Dialect, you were involved in. What is it? No Walmart.
Oh, Walmart Free NYC. Go to
Yeah.
WalmartFreeNYC.com. Beautiful, wonderful people who. They do what they say.
Yeah.
Keep Walmart out of New York City.
Yeah, and I know Walmart has been trying to come into more urban areas, into cities, and trying to, pitch smaller stores and more boutique type stuff. I know a couple years ago they tried to open a store in East New York.
Yep.
That was a big thing, and, again, targeting people who would shop there and work there.
Yeah.
They're not trying to get into Manhattan. They're trying to get into East New York.
East New York is not Nolita. And I know a lot of people who live in East New York, and they would see a Walmart and see it as an opportunity to save some money.
Yeah, to shop there and work there. So, oh man. So Walmart Free NYC, that's good. I mentioned earlier WalmartEconomy.com. It's basically a collection of people who actually work at Walmart, and they've given other Walmart workers a platform to voice how difficult it is to make ends meet. If you go on there, you hear stories, you can put in your stories. There's some really hard-hitting realities here. The Walmart economy means having to decide between paying my bills and being able to take a sick day off work to spend with my daughter, having to fight for the hours you need just to survive, working full-time but not being able to pay back my student loans. This is the kind of stuff, Walmart may produce videos about that one person who got a public assistance, but the reality is that there are people who can't make a living by working at Walmart.
And really, those are the folks to check out. Look at their community. If you are a Walmart employee, I would definitely suggest you to join that community and get down with those folks, because we don't work at Walmart, so we can only tell you about so much, the things that we know and the things that we've read, just like everybody else. But that community has done a really good job of just uplifting each other and holding themselves together.
Yeah, definitely. And then there's actually a union-backed Walmart initiative called Our Walmart, Organizations United for Respect at Walmart. It's backed by a union. Thousands of associates have joined. They go in, they stand outside, they picket. They do, if you can look up videos, actually, they've done flash mobs in Walmarts, all wearing their like bright green shirts that say all our Walmart on them. And the interesting thing is they're not looking for legal recognition or even collective bargaining rights. They're not looking to unionize. They're trying to just make Walmart a better place to work and shop. You know, they understand that Walmart is a place people go, and it affects every American, and they just want to have Walmart recognize the fact that, listen, you have this amazing power, and, you know, not to quote Spider-Man again, but with this, you know, with this great power comes great responsibility. Not that I quoted him on the show, I just quote that a lot.
Well, no, it's a good one. Because, you know, he says with great power comes great responsibility. But one thing that is nice to remember with people is with power comes responsibility.
Yeah,
and
period.
There's not enough, not too much more. And these folks, they're not trying to make it so that the Waltons are broke or that they're millionaires or billionaires. Folks are just trying to share equitably.
It's true. So, after this song, we are going to talk about what other companies are doing and other, you know, big companies that are doing great things for their employees and still managing to keep the prices low, because people are really fed up with having to shop at Walmart. Walmart is actually seeing profits go down, which is interesting. Walmart is seeing profits go down because it is too much work for customers to shop in their store and not find stuff. There's tons of articles on it. So there's a lot of companies who are trying to change the shopping experience for people and doing right by their workers too. So we'll talk about those right after this.
That sounds great. Up next we got a little old school dance hall reggae. This is Anthony B with Raid the Barn here on Bonfire Radio, brunchin' and budgeted.
Emperor Selassie, Jaja is the only way. Nobody want to plant the can. Everybody want to read the band. Who you are go blame it on when it's a next man? You are the pen pan. Well, you wrong. Nobody want to plant the can. Everybody want to read the band. I've seen you on a song, can't compete with Kelly's John. I was looking a start, just a little ease off. No one would help me push that old and can't. Them a laugh, never take me serious. So many goals and tasks, potholes I pass every day. My Lord, I have to pray on my way. Them never realize with a little cooperation we could have unify, relieve the frustration. Instead them want to ride up on them brother back. No tears, no cares if him evil did stop our job. Nobody want to plant the can. Everybody want to raid the barn. Who you are go blame it on when he's a next man? You are the pen pan. Well, you wrong. Nobody want to plant the can. Everybody want to raid the band. You have to sing your own a song, can't compete with Kelly's John. I feel pleased when I take a little ease from a long hard day of work. A sense of achieving to know I'm contributing, doing my part too. This is my comfort. I know there is a reward for every trying man who walk this land with an intention to do good for himself and every man. Just a meditation. Nobody want to plant the can. Everybody want to raid the band. Who you are go blame it on when he's a next man? You are the pen pan. Well, you wrong. Nobody want to plant the can. Everybody want to raid the band. Happy sing you own a song, can't come
John. Well, I've been up from early this morning. Never drink no tea, me never eat no fried dumpling. Never seen no one to strengthen me on me journey. Now me make a change, all of them want fi friend me, want fi take it all. No mind if me stall, them no business if me back against the wall. This a living sometime make me ball. Seems like there ain't no love after all. Nobody want to plant the can. Everybody want to read the band. Who you are go blame it on when he's a next man you are depend pan. Well you wrong. Nobody want to plant the can. Everybody want to read the band. Happy sing you own a song can't compete with Kelly's John. I was looking to start just a little ease off. No one would help me push this boat and can't them a laugh. Never take me serious. So many goals and tasks as patrols I pass every day. My Lord, I have to pray on my way. They never realize with a little corporation we could have unify, relieve the frustration. Instead them want to ride up on them brother, but no tears, no cares. If him even did stop our flag, nobody want to plant the can. Everybody want to read the band.
Welcome back to Bonfire Radio's Brunch and Budget with your sound provider dialect and your host, Pamela Capallet. Today we're talking about our good friends at Walmart. You just heard Anthony B. with Raid the Barn. Just wanted to give a little translation since we had a couple of questions in the studio. The chorus of that song is, nobody wants to plant the corn. Everybody wants to raid the barn. Who are you going to blame it on when it's another person that you depend on? Well, you're wrong. And I thought that would thematically fit into what we got going on here, talking about Walmart and our other lovely, large, and powerful corporations.
Yeah.
We need a new term for because everyone says the evil corporation, and that's a little unfair. We need like
a new term for Walmart.
Right, like a large and lovely.
For a good corporation.
Yeah. Well, just something more benign at least.
I mean, corporation's not a dirty word. You can have a corporation if you want it. It's just the big conglomerates that take advantage of people. And the thing is that Walmart is subject to shareholders. So every year they're required to make more than what they made last year, which at some point that can't sustain itself.
That's something that I really don't understand about publicly traded companies, and it's a thing that has at least initially had me very anti-stock market and investing in that way, because on a simple level, I make watches, right? And they're nice watches. People buy them. I've sold them. I made $100,000 last year. Nice. Right? Good for me. And then say I were to take my my company public, it wouldn't be enough for me to make another $100,000.
Yeah, you'd have to make more than $100,000 the next year.
Or else my stock would go down.
Yeah, because people would think that you didn't increase your profits. You're not growing at a clip,
It's the
even
crazy
if you
thing.
made the same, even if you made the same amount that you did last year.
Because if I never went public, I could sell $100,000 worth of watches every day for 10 years, have $1 million, and a successful business.
Yeah.
And be happy.
And be fine, yeah.
And these are just round numbers I'm throwing out, but
Yeah.
I'm saying anything along that clip. But the difference is, as soon as you go public, it can't be sustained success. And I think that's the issue with conglomerate is really the word, where you have to keep adding on these extra pieces that aren't necessarily what you do.
Right, exactly. I mean, you've seen headlines where it's like, company X only has 1.4% increase in profits. It's like you increased your profits from what you had last year, but only by 1.4%. We were expecting you to increase it by 2%. That's what the experts were saying. That's the kind of stuff that shareholders look at and people who trade stock look at, and they're like, oh, wait, something must be wrong with this company that they're only making a little more than what they made last year. When in anywhere else you'd look at that and you'd be like, oh, that's great, you're growing.
That makes my mind just explode.
Yeah, and I mean, when you're such a huge company, that margin, 1.4% of $1 billion is $14 million.
Pretty good.
Did I do the math right? I think so.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is actually when I was doing some math and calculations, my calculator on my phone doesn't go up to $1 billion. It only goes up to $999 million.
No. If you got the fancier phones, they
go up to $1 billion.
The billion phone.
The billion phones. Maybe that's what the Waltons have. Anyway, I want to talk about companies that we like. Big companies that have managed to keep their prices low, and even as low as Walmart prices, and still do right by their employees and pay them well. The first one I know you have all heard of is Costco.
Woohoo!
Costco, yay! So I feel like everybody has some kind of idea that Costco, people love working at Costco. Employees start at $11.50 an hour. Start. The average pay is $21 an hour. Yeah, no college degree, go in with a high school diploma, you're good to go. 88% of employees have company benefits. They're not required to work on holidays. They're closed on all the major holidays. All the Costco's closed. You can't even get gas. Everything closes. Also, the cool thing about Costco is that their CEO makes a reasonable salary.
CEO. Well, I think one of the
CEO.
things that's great about Costco is that they've got a fantastic CEO.
They do. They have a great CEO who's all about keeping the prices low and keeping their employees happy. He's actually fought back with shareholders who have been like, why haven't your profits been high enough? Why are you giving employees this much money? And he's been like, because this is what works. When you have happy employees, you have happy customers. And he said that to shareholders.
And that's another thing I don't really get is how do shareholders have so much sway over somebody like we had Roger Ebert, and we still have people who are professionals review films, right? Mm-hmm. And he knows because he has taken the time and studied and done all the good stuff. He is a film expert in writing, but you see tons of people who'll say stuff like, "Oh, I didn't like that movie because I didn't like the acting." They have no idea what acting is. They've never been to an acting class, don't know what it is when they recognize it. They had an emotional feeling, and they used words to explain their feeling. And, it's
you
fine.
Imagine that's what shareholders are like, yeah.
Well, this is what I'm saying. It's fine in the film world because we have our actual critics and our people who work in the industry know what they're doing. But
the stakes are a little different when it's, oh, I didn't really like that movie.
Right.
Versus,
these are completely different
no,
stakes.
I know.
I'm just saying, it's easy for us to have it in that world, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Where we have, what do you call your armchair quarterbacks and stuff like that. Talk about these kinds of things, but it's very different from you have the final say. How are you the boss over the CEO?
Yeah, that's crazy. You're beholden to your shareholders, and successful companies tend to fight back and say, I know how to run my company. I know what's going on day in and day out. And here's the thing with Costco's CEO. So not only does he fight back to shareholders, his total compensation package for a CEO is a lot. It's $4.83 million in 2012, which is CEO money. Yeah, that's serious. Walmart's CEO made $19.3 million in the same year.
That's more than LeBron.
That's crazy. Walmart.
You heard that, LeBron? Well, they making more than you.
Yeah, and your knees are going to go bad soon, dude.
Yeah, I think it's time for you to apply for a Walmart position.
Only the CEO, though.
Yeah.
Here's the other crazy stat. Walmart CEO earns as much as 796 times as the average employee. Costco CEO only makes 48 times more than the company's median wage.
What was that first number?
796 times more than the average employee. The CEO at Walmart makes
That's difficult to fathom.
That's 800 times more than the average employee is what the Walmart CEO makes.
And the Costco CEO makes about 50 times more.
Yeah, makes about 50 times more, which
that
is CEO
that
money.
That makes sense to me. Well,
that
even
makes
if you're
total
doing
sense.
easy math of like there's one CEO to 49 employees, that sounds like a real company to me.
Right, and and Costco has thousands of employees, so, it makes total sense. It's that kind of stuff. And people love shopping at Costco, man. I mean, their bread and butter is their memberships, and I feel like the membership pays for itself just in gas alone. I know that I have people who are like, man, Costco gas.
There's some, everyone I know who is a part of the Costco gas, they don't want to go anywhere else. It's the best for them. But that's another interesting thing about their business model is that they're really less worried about prices because they get their money from their subscriptions.
Yeah.
And make it an opt-in type of thing where you are joining their community by...
Yeah, you're joining this club. And they have a policy to never sell more than 15% above above wholesale prices. So I think that's amazing too. That's how they keep everything, in the family in a sense. It seems like that people at Costco feel like that they're a part of something.
Man, specificity. They
Yeah.
don't do more than 15% is way better than vaguely low prices.
Yeah, maybe lower than everybody else. There's another couple companies that I want to shout out to. Publix, which is, I think it's big in the South. I haven't ever been to a Publix, but they sound amazing. Their whole thing is that they have extreme customer service. Sometimes their prices are lower than Walmart, but it's a sharp contrast to the Walmart shopping experience. And, you know, you go up and you have people who ask if you need help, who walk your bags and your groceries to the car, and are always like there and a presence, and the stores are clean and the shelves are stocked. And here's the cool thing about Publix is they're the largest employee-owned company in America. They're not traded on the stock market. If you work there for at least
employee-owned.
Employee-owned, yeah. So here's what that means. If you work there for at least $1,000 a year, you get public stock. Employees own 80% of the company in public stock, and the CEO owns like 1.4%.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Talk about feeling a sense of ownership. You have actual ownership.
You literally have actual ownership.
And then the last thing I was just whining about these, well, the shareholders
Yeah.
having all this say. If they're the people who work there, that makes all the sense in the world. Why don't folks just do that? That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, people are calling them the Walmart Slayer. The Walmart.
Now, this giving the employees a piece of the company, is this destroying their profits? Are the CEOs like kind of poor?
No, they're doing great. Let me see
Well, because this is the question about it is it really you just need the extra couple of dollars on top of it? Because if you can get rich doing that system, I guess.
Yeah. Well, here's
that's the system to go by.
Yeah, I mean, the owner of the company, he has a 1.1% stake in Publix, which is worth $230 million. His entire family is worth $4.2 billion. And the rest of his employees altogether are worth $16.6 billion. So I think they're doing all right.
It's entirely possible to run a multi-million going into billions corporation.
Yep, they're doing it.
And treat people like people.
And think about this. They're just regional. They're not even across the country yet.
Yeah. Like Publix, you have to be somewhere where you heard of a Publix.
Yeah. They're not even national yet. Just wait.
People in Argentina haven't heard of Publix, but they know of it.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be possible for them to maintain that kind of policy if they become national, become a bigger store?
I mean, I think that they've gotten big enough, that they've tested the model enough and been able to scale enough that they're already expanding. That's why people are calling them the Walmart Slayer, because they're in sharp contrast to Walmart's, quote, low prices, we have low prices, yes. They might not be as low as Walmart's, but our shelves are stocked, and our employees are nice, and they know where everything is, and they'll smile at you and take your bags to the car with you.
Sold. That sounds nice.
Yeah, right? And you know that every employee working there owns a piece of the company. They have incentive to do right by the company, which, that's always a good thing.
Yeah. It shouldn't be that difficult to trust the folks that you're buying the stuff from. That's a really simple way to put it in a place where, I mean, I know everything about you guys and all what you do, and you might do some kind of things there, but you're giving me a thing.
Yeah.
I'm giving you $1.
Yeah, it's good.
And our transaction is fair as it
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, at the end of the day, like, money is just a representation of energy, and it's a representation of you exchanging energy with someone. And that's what it all comes down to, is you exchanging energy with other people, and to support companies that do that means that you're supporting people. And that's what we're all about here, There's another company called Winco. They're a smaller grocery store. Their prices are actually lower than Walmart's more often than not. They've been able to keep their prices low through a number of ways. They often cut out the middleman. They go straight to the farms and the factories to buy their goods. They also trim costs. They don't accept credit cards, and they ask customers to bag their own groceries. All employees at Winco are all part of a paid pension. So basically, Winco is one of the few companies left. I think less than 20% of companies now pay pension. Winco, a grocery store, pays a pension for all of their employees, and they're proud to say that more than 400 of their non-executives have over $1 million in pension money.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, their retirements are set. So way to go, Winco. Shout out to Winco. Shout out to Publix. Shout out to Costco. 3 companies who are keeping their prices low and keeping their employees happy. You can't go wrong.
And showing that it's possible.
Yeah, showing that you can be a billionaire and still help your employees have a living, like have a real life, you know? That's the biggest thing. That's all we're asking. We're not asking the Waltons to not be billionaires. We're not asking them to give away their money or anything. We're just asking that they also acknowledge the fact that they are responsible for the lives of literally over 1 million people. That's a lot of people.
It's not asking a lot, we feel like. Shout out to Seth MacFarlane, who recently gave $1 million to Reading Rainbow.
Oh, hey-o.
I don't know how much money he made off of Family Guy. I feel like it's, good, solid, at least double figures millions that he's sitting on. But $1 million is nothing to sneeze at. He acknowledged that he would be nowhere without this thing. And threw a couple of bucks. I think it's matching dollars to the next million that gets raised.
That's great.
And I just wanted to throw that out there as not a crazy thing.
Mm-hmm.
He is not the best celebrity person ever for doing that. He's just a guy.
Yeah.
And it's completely possible to just do that.
And Walmart,
It's gonna be all right.
Yeah, Walmart bragged in their rebuttal that they give away $1 billion to charity every year. Drop in the bucket. $1 billion compared to $80 billion that you make every year. It's not that big of a deal. I'm sorry.
Well, also, isn't that mitigated by the amount of money that is being that we're paying for their employees?
Yeah, because that $1 billion
so that their
is a
employees
tax
can live.
break. Yeah, that $1 billion is a tax break, yo.
Yeah, well, when it's $1 billion out of 80, that they can write off all of that,
They
right?
can write off all of that. So there you go. So, thanks for spending the hour ranting with us a little bit. And we're very passionate about this. It's very much we're not just anti-Walmart for the sake of all of these things. I know that I still shop at Amazon. I know that they have a similar wage slavery temporary worker system. And now I'm aware of it. I haven't stopped shopping at Amazon yet. I'm not expecting people to stop shopping at Walmart right away. I just, I'm more informed about Amazon, and I'm trying to figure out ways to kind of break that cycle. And I want you to be more informed about companies like Walmart because they are everywhere. And, I just ran into someone the other day who said, man, I shopped at Walmart for the first time. It's so big and everything's so cheap. And I went into this. I said, listen, this is why. This is what you're actually paying for or not paying for, And so just to have that awareness, even if you step into a Walmart, I might step into a Walmart at some point in my life out of necessity, but chances are I'm going to go drive to somewhere else down the street that's not a Walmart.
Well, look, you can
knowing this.
Yeah, well, this is the thing of it is you can do any kind of thing to yourself as long as you know and understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's tough. I often talk to folks who are like, well, most of the things that we do, especially here in America, when we spend money, we're often doing someone dirty. There are wage slaves, there are child workers, there is slavery and abuse that we don't see with a lot of what we do. And we're all trying to do the best we can.
Yeah.
So I figure if we know a couple of things about somebody doing something dirty, we gonna tell you. And if you know a couple of things about somebody doing something dirty, why don't you tell me? And then we'll all be doing the best we can.
Yeah, there you go. Happy Independence Day, everybody.
Yeah, speaking of that, let's roll with my homeboy Bisco Smith, a.k.a. Bisc One, with his song Strange Love featuring Mears One of 5 points from the album When Electric Night Falls. I'm your sound provider Dialect. That's your host, Pamela Capalid. Brunch and Budget Bonfire Radio. And again, remember to throw a couple of dollars at the Bonfire Radio coffer that's sitting there at the edge of your pew so we can all get a new place to do things. All right? Thanks. See you next week. And peace.
You just got chased away by the cops from some other spots, There's always another place of pain.
Does it mean this strange young love of mine? Where does it mean this strange young love of mine?
From black books to the more city kings, it's hard to explain. One of them things is life on the line. something to peep. Yeah, it gets deep, over vein to the vandals. Mind stay steep with your feet can't end. Yeah, damage your block, bubble hood. Urban empires to the wild backwoods. Third real tracks could end your existence. Pay close attention, I'm midnight missions. Hand on a can with the aerosol spitting. Come a little closer, you can feel the addiction. Yeah, I don't know. Can't let go. Yeah, I don't know. But I can't let go, come on.
I can remember many days thinking back, many days, no sleep. Cause for me, nighttime is where it's at. It's about finding that spot. It's about that adrenaline rush and that hunger.
Throw up feeling, bucket paint spilling, acid feeling, rooftop tracks killing, tags by the million, burners into pieces. For the fame feeling, fat cat releases, outline, couldn't kill it in this nighttime. Boxcars, hoppers, tankers, train lines, writers, taggers, burners, painters, production. Get up, see where it takes you. Crime line, bust those containers, highways, buses, train car stations, glove, scraps, real crate stacks, bars, markers. My ink's black, mailbox straight in the state underpass. Rap vandalism with 100-yard dash. Criminals, mischief, stencil stickers, street bombing, and we under suspicion. Fences, freeways, flicks, hold the vision. Get up, get down, yeah, that's your decision. Cameras flash, history's cracked. Forever on the walls till we all artifacts.
Dead spots, spots of decay, crumbling, ugly. To you, to me, beautiful. Canvas not even touched.
For all of y'all, you know we Layer, east and start where y'all at. Jack, Mears, and elite on attack. Sensory self-money, thorough with the graph. The list don't stop even close to that. Back on the tracks with my homie Big Bills. ARS hers give Cosmo the skills. Insight, stay tuned, y'all know the deal. 203 TD4 cruise to chill. Nick 1 Fume Star 5 BTZ, VGP, and my man Joey Cree. On my out-of-state pure pay fiends. From Canada out to SFC. CT, Dooley, Rigo, Semi-Rock. Tech respect to the Bing City spot. Hot crew on top, bells pacing with up. I seen them back in the days, had me getting up. And all my New York suicidal street crushers. Thorough on the walls for the spot rushers. Put your cans in the air for destruction. I'll catch them on the flip, keep getting up, man.
We all hopped in the whip. Veins were pulsating and the adrenaline building. We wanted this spot, we knew it was up. We just had to get over it, that's all it was about. Cars driving by, blood starting to boil. To the 5-0s and not a 5-0. We climbed 4 stories. Up. Hit the top of the billboard. Heart is pounding. Top of the world, looking down on everybody, nobody even knows we're up here. Start blasting, spotlight shining. When the cars come, lay down flat, wait for them to pass, and we get back up and start again. 20 minutes, but it seemed like an eternity. Every second, waiting. All done, enough said, time for the outline.